about the state of streaming today, about all the changes that are happening on YouTube and Twitch and in streaming in general, about all the changes on Upstream, and just to keep up with the trends and stuff that's going on, and maybe to help you also keep up with them. In streaming in general, about all the changes on Upstream, and just to keep up with the trends and stuff that's going on, and maybe to help you also keep up with them. We'll just talk. We didn't prepare too much. We're just going to have a nice conversation. Everyone can drop questions in the chat box, and we'll make sure to answer them at some point. But for now, yeah, it seems like a good idea, Mario, no?
Yeah. So the idea is to basically keep up with whatever's happening ourselves, of course, because we're really deep into just building and working with Upstream. But at the end of the day, we want to definitely be in the loop about what's happening. Of course, we get some insider information, some of which we probably can share. And then there's stuff that's just out in the wild and people don't really know about it, right? Like there's things that are happening on Reddit. People talk about those. We are about to cover the hottest things each week. Hopefully, the idea for now is to be live each Wednesday. But yeah, once a week we'll talk about the hottest and most interesting trends on YouTube.
Yeah, let's try to do it every week, and we'll see how that goes. But also, like, there's just so much going on. Like every day, I kind of like browse Reddit for like multi-streaming, for like YouTube-related keywords, and all kinds of maybe even like live studio stuff. Now that we have a live studio, and this is where we're recording. Actually, Upstream now has a live studio, so that's how we're recording this. And I always see the same questions coming up, like even multiple subreddits on the same topic, which is frowned upon. But yeah, I have a feeling that all the streamers have the same questions, and all the 24/7 streamers have the same questions in the beginning. So let's try to deconstruct some of the news that was happening. Can I go through the news that I collected? That
Yeah,
we can
of course.
talk about? All right, cool. Let me share my screen because we can also do that now. All right. Okay, cool. So there was a couple of things that we caught in the last few weeks, and we just didn't have time to talk about it, Mariam. So I collected some stuff here for us to like go through. First of all, we have a live studio now, so I guess that's now obvious since we're doing this through it. But we'll go through it. I'll let you tell us about it, a little bit about it later. Also, there's this thing that happened in the last few weeks. It's called YouTube stations. There were some at Coachella. There were some by Oasis, by Radiohead. There's some changes on YouTube that I want to discuss with you. And also, I'm not even sure about some things I wanted to ask you, but we can figure them together later. Not only that, but on YouTube, there's this. I don't know if you noticed in the subscriptions. You can now appear in the subscriptions tab as a sponsored results your video, which is a bit controversial. I'll ask you about that later. There are some new limits on YouTube. I think you're aware of maximum concurrent streams. We'll go into that a little bit later. And I don't know, there's like chat-aware ads that like now the ads will not show up if the chat is like really going at it or some really big moment is happening. So AI is recognizing that, and I wanted to see what that means for us also. And one of the biggest news, something we wrote about, is like Twitch legalized kind of simulcasting, where Dan Clancy here, you see the Twitch CEO, he just said we're not going to penalize anyone who multi-streams or simulcasts with a unified chat or a combined chat. So they said they're not going to give out any more strikes for this.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense, right? Like,
yeah, which is huge.
The multi-streaming economy is huge. Like, why would you block people out of it? So yeah,
right.
It's a welcome change. Yeah.
But it's I think it was like about the feedback from the community that they got. That's how they changed it. And also, like, I love how they didn't still change the guidelines, the simulcasting guidelines. It takes a little bit longer for the legal team. But okay, these are some news that I caught that we can talk about a little bit. First, maybe I would ask you to just tell us a little bit about, because now we have a live studio in which we're doing all of this. So we can, switch views like this, have all kinds of weird setups, and I'm really like enjoying enjoying playing with this right now as we're streaming. But maybe you can tell us a bit about Live Studio and what it actually does.
Yeah, and maybe, to begin with, why? Because of
Yeah.
course, people can do pre-recorded streamings up to 24/7, right? Like unlimited pre-recorded streaming. That was something we were always doing. But then a lot of people ask, like, hey, how could I just cut short and do a sort of live session? Imagine you have your playlist of audio or video or whatever. You're a DJ, right? And then you just want to go live on Friday evening, for example. And there's many cases like this. It's not just scope to for example, musicians. Like there might be a new season coming up for a specific show, and then you just want to cut and go live on Friday as an event. And as we know, live is really living, right? It's not you have videos that have comments, and the community usually hangs out in those comment sections. But live is a different beast. Like you really see people gathering at the very moment something is happening. And so the idea for us came from a perspective which we tackled this a bit different in terms of complexity, because we thought about having lives that are these kinds of things, like real lives, I would say, not pre-recorded lives,
Like podcast and webinar kind of lives.
yeah, exactly. And we thought, okay, like could we potentially merge those things, like not really separate them, because separate streams were always possible, right? Like you would go out with any other software on the market, even OBS at that point. But having hybrid streams, as we call them, is something novel and actually something people can't really do with anything else on the market right now.
Right. So hybrid streaming, we'll get into hybrid streaming later as one of the strategies. I have this plan that we're going to talk about, like a few strategies for live streaming later.
Yeah, just want to touch base on
cool.
the why, right? Like the why we're doing it specifically. Like why is Upstream sort of shifting from being a 24/7 / pre-recorded streaming software into lives, and for us it means a lot because of the possibilities that creators will have with just one tool. And of course,
but it's included with every stream on Upstream, even for people who are already 24/7. You promised it is, so that's I want you.
you can keep my word on it, because for us, cool. Like we didn't really want to complicate things with pricing structure, right? Like the easiest thing is for you to just get a stream and it works, right? It just does its thing. Like, is it a live? Is it a 24/7 pre-recorded stream, multi-streaming? Like what specific case do I want to cover as a creator? And for us, it means making this really simple for the creators. And of course, you can't really separate these things as someone holds a hybrid stream, right?
You can't. And you might not know even, like, will I want to multi-stream in 3 days or not, right?
That's exactly.
Like maybe you just decide, like, nah, today I'm not gonna do it, but tomorrow I'm gonna just like have like 7 streams going on for my stream.
Yeah, or you just want to repurpose, right? Like you had a pre-recorded streaming that was sitting there. You just use this streaming slot, I would say. You use this for a couple of sessions, but then you want to go live, and like, why not reuse your existing stream?
Yeah, why not make
these
two things
for it, right? Like you already paid for it, so just
I know you can talk about our live streaming studio forever, but I'm just gonna stop you right now.
Of course.
Let's talk about other stuff. Also, I have a bunch of stuff I want to actually not even ask you, just like comment on them. So are you okay if I just go on to a little bit to discuss these YouTube stations, because that's so interesting, man?
Yeah, it's for me, like, it was really a welcome news. I love the idea. The whole thing is centered around lives, kind of getting a small brother or whatever. Like YouTube putting a lot of effort into lives is always welcome news for us.
Right.
So yeah,
any kind of live, right? But so what's the difference between a station and what you can do? First of all, like, what is a station? Like, they haven't been around before, right? I mean,
there have been, from what I know, there have been some ideas of stations and stuff. Like, there's been discussions on Reddit. People claim, like, yeah, it's an old thing, but then you see it's not really.
I saw that guy. I actually have that Reddit comment here. And some guy said, like, YouTube stations. Oh yeah, I made a video about it back then, but I don't think he's. I think he means like you could create radio stations on YouTube Music. I think that's what he meant.
Yeah, I guess so. I
No,
mean,
so that's not it, right? Like this
YouTube
guy's
has a whole bunch of offerings, right? Like there's YouTube TV even, and then when you sort of Google streaming and whatever, like it kind of like leans into this territory that's not really what we kind of talk about, because for us or for the majority of creators, YouTube is the sort of holy trinity of shorts, lives, and long form
right,
videos.
right,
And
right,
now, if you look into lives as a product, it kind of has this additional offering called stations. And I would say it kind of marries long form videos with lives, right? Like it sits in between long form videos and lives. And yeah,
yeah,
with
but
stations,
it's also like I wouldn't say it sits in between. I would just say that like they for me it's really cool that they acknowledge this format. Like I
yeah,
think
yeah,
YouTube
exactly.
has recognized that this format is like it's usually like a question you would get on Reddit, like when you start like 24/7 streaming or you mention it, people say like, yeah, but is that legal on YouTube? Like, can I do that? Like, is it legal? And usually we try to tell people that it's legal, but not only that it's legal, now they have, well, first of all, they included 24/7 live streaming into the LiveCon last year, right?
Yep.
That was or last and 2 years in a row.
Yeah, 2 years
So they
we were on
really like
live.
they're doubling down on this format, and what's cool to me is that they're like they're giving us kind of credibility for 24/7 streaming
And
because
yeah, not
now
just
it's
us. I mean,
recognized as a format, right?
yeah, not just us. I mean, there's so many
Well,
very, very
yeah,
popular 24/7 streamers out there who've. I mean, if you just look at the biggest names in the industry, like major brands sort of copy what they do, right? Like it's a sort of standard that's inevitable right now.
right,
And yeah, for us, I mean, we started out as a 24/7 streaming solution on the market, and I guess the whole idea behind it is less is more when you come to a creator's channel, right? Because you get overwhelmed with, like, you want to see a specific sort of content, right? Then you find out about a creator, you go to his channel, and then you suddenly see like those thousands of videos, right? And then like, where do I enter
yeah.
into
It
this niche?
always
Like,
comes
do I
down
just,
to this decision fatigue, kind of like
yeah, yeah, like, do
no
I
one
start from the
wants to
beginning?
choose anything anymore. Yeah, especially not like after like 6, 7 p.m. You're like, just
Yeah,
give me something, man.
I agree. Like, and the whole idea behind this is definitely like, hey, I want to just find out more about this, and then stations or 24/7 live streams, for that matter, were like really simple entries into just finding out more about this specific
Right.
creator.
But did you see that? What's interesting is kind of like I don't know about Oasis. Yeah, Oasis has it here because they added it as a playlist, so it's showing up here, right? But
Yeah,
some like Radiohead doesn't have it like even showing up on their home tab here.
yeah. You want to
So
probably increase the screen share so everyone can see. But yeah, for that matter, Oasis and a bunch of other artists right now were invited to this program right now. And from what we know is this might even be the case for stations going forward, because although people see this, right, like they do see stations on specific artist channels, like all the creators are actually, 99% of the creators on YouTube don't really have access to this feature. It's just an invite only thing
yeah,
that's happening right
right,
now.
yeah.
And it's just tailored to musicians from what we know, right?
Yeah, so far I've seen like Bruno Mars, Laufrey, or how do you say that? Like or Yoyi, Oasis,
Coachella, I think, as well, right?
Radiohead,
Like, yeah.
Coachella had like stages. Yeah, each stage had a station or something like that. But yeah, it's not like for everybody, definitely yet. But also, yeah. So I'm thinking if you are really like I don't want to be I don't want to be like the devil's advocate like here, but or like even try to bring it down a little bit. But it's if you are like a big if you're like Oasis or you're someone or you're a big record label with a lot of artists under your channel, I would think that you wouldn't want to maybe just make this loop because stations seem to be just like kind of like loops of already existing videos, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's
So
right.
you can't really add anything. You can't add overlays. You can't. If you want to add anything to it, you have to make a new video, right?
Yeah, or bake stuff in, right? Like if you're sort of streaming a lo-fi sort of kind of channel, right? Like, or not
Yeah.
just that, like you're a musician who just wants to stream their tracks, right?
Right.
and then you have a sort of album cover, whatever. You have to bake this into like each song is a
Oh,
video.
but they don't let you bake the album cover. I don't know if you saw that. They don't let you put static stuff. It
Oh,
has to
okay.
be video.
It has to be a video. Okay, nice. I didn't really know that. I mean, from what I know is that it has to be a video, right? And for that matter, you have to have the whole thing in the playlist. So it's not really as convenient as you would have it with, something like what we do, right? Where you separately upload videos and audios and just, mix them on the fly.
Yeah, yeah,
And of course, I'm going to promote Upstream's ease of use here. But again, it's something that's just right now out there for those musicians that have had access to it, right? And on top of it, you have to have a large library of videos to make this really fresh and interesting because it loops, right? At the end of the day,
right.
there has to be as much content for the audience to actually keep up with the stations, right? But the cool thing is when you go to the station, you just see a live chat there, the same you would see on a live stream, be 24/7 or regular. But yeah, so in that sense, it's not really a playlist; it's a playlist on steroids, right? Like you have playlists that go
Yeah, it's like
live.
I always say it's like a forum, kind of like you're on forums, on internet forums. You could like meet around like something that you're interested in. Like now it's maybe Reddit, but like now it's like this. You can watch stuff together with someone and talk to them. Like you immediately feel connection to these people because they like the same music, right? So
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Like,
I mean,
and
like
that's the cool thing.
communities.
Yeah,
You know.
about lives, right? Like the community just gathers in the comments, like whatever you stream, they will ultimately end up being a community for that specific stream, like and not just for the creator themselves. Like each stream might have a different community just because of the topic of the stream itself, not just the creator
Yeah,
themselves.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, I think this is like kind of like the ultimate kind of breaking point in like the internet watching stuff, like moving from kind of searching for like some video to kind of like tuning in, like we used to do with TV. And I keep repeating this, like people are like kind of sick of choosing, and they would like to just stay and watch something that they kind of trust. So I think this is just like one of like 100 things that happened in the last few years that goes in this like trend almost like.
Yeah, I agree. I
Um,
mean, you went from TV being something you get served to stuff like Netflix that's on demand, and of course YouTube for that matter. And then suddenly we're back to this TV format, right? That
yeah,
where you just get content served, which is really nice because, as I said, less is more usually because you don't really want to bother with finding a specific show sometimes, and you just want to go straight into just serving content. And I mean, that's probably the truest for parents, right? Like they just want to put
oh,
on the
kids,
kids
yeah,
show, right?
yeah,
Like, and they don't want to necessarily pick unless the kid is really picky about a specific show, but they usually just want to watch that specific cartoon and
yeah,
not really an
yeah,
episode.
all the time. Like it's crazy. Like we have a blog post on Upstream about how kids are like the best audience ever, and about like some mm, problems that comes with that, like the COPPA TOPPA law that just was rolled out 100% just a few days ago, really.
Yeah,
And but it's cool. Like kids can rewatch stuff, like they love it. Also new kids come up all the time that like of the same age, so you have a constantly like refreshing audience. It's amazing.
yeah, yeah.
And like but the fact that they can watch things over and over again is crazy. It's just like it's the best kind
Yeah,
of
it's
like
true. I mean,
audience you can imagine.
my kid can finish a show right now and just watch the same show again. Like he
Yeah,
literally just
no, but they
he doesn't
you know
watch
how
it again.
Teletubbies actually have this inbuilt. They had this inbuilt like of playing two times in a row because kids just love that. Like they like to like recap on the stuff. Like, but
Yeah,
yeah, when it's the
yeah,
first time
that's
you've
easy.
seen some things in life, you want to see it again for sure. Yeah, that's
Yeah, that's easy for parents as well. I think like you just want to go into shows. Like cartoons are definitely one of the great formats
yeah,
for
they
a TV sort of approach here. It's just hey, like let's just watch this. Bam, it's out there.
yeah.
So yeah, loving the feature as I said, and there's so many things that if stations ever really go out as a thing on YouTube, we're definitely going to cover this from Upstream as well in terms of offering many things that lean into stations, which creators will find super useful and actually I find it that people will want to build stations using Upstream in the future if that ever becomes a thing that gets mainlined, right? That gets actually used by the majority of creators. But until then, the format that currently is out and that people use is, of course, 24/7 lives. And there's obviously no plans, from what we know, that stations are going to replace 24/7 lives ever. The idea is to actually just offer an additional sort of value to creators and viewers, of course. So yeah, that's basically the idea. And yeah, when it comes to 24/7 lives, as you mentioned, like there's so many things you can do on the fly, because stations don't really have the ability to update stuff. Like even if you update a video playlist right now that is basically a station, that thing won't really refresh maybe in a couple of hours, which given the format of a 24/7 live stream, right, you still want to be live. Like you want to change stuff on the fly. And we've seen this with many big names that use Upstream, that they want to potentially just put a new song.
Well, yeah, I mean, we had to even develop new functions because of this. It was not only like that we had to have like immediate changes of the playlists. We had to add play now and play next and skip, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So like 100% real-time control. Well, you're all like apologetic about, not apologetic, like you're really like positive about the stations thing, but you're failing to kind of like, I think, emphasize how like it's not enough maybe for many people. But okay, I don't want to advertise Upstream. You can use any 24/7 like maker with overlays and like embeddable websites.
Of course. I mean,
but I think people are like already used to like a richer experience, because this format is not like something like so new. It's been around for years. That's why YouTube is maybe doing it. But I have a feeling that like it's not enough, kind of like you say, maybe it's going to be cool to record stuff in advance and then put videos of that sort into this playlist. But
no, I like to see this as like when shorts came, right? Like people just started doing this as alongside long form videos. So I don't really see this as something that's moving things around drastically in any way. Like you mentioned, I might actually be sort of not really giving credit to what you can do with 24/7 live streams in comparison to stations. Of course, stations is just playlists of videos, as you mentioned, looped on a sort of live lookalike sort of thing. And with 24/7 streams and basically what Upstream can do is you can attach all those overlays, logos. You can actually have breaks or inserts, right? Like one of the biggest features of Upstream is that you can play a different video when ads appear for customers, etc.
Yeah.
Many of these things that you can't really do with stations. But as I mentioned, like I always welcome new stuff for creators that don't really make lives much harder for them, right?
But we'll see. Right now, it's some kind of like elite feature for like 100 people or so. So we'll see about that. We try to squeeze as much info as we could out of our YouTube reps, but we could see exactly that they can't tell us much about what's going to happen in the future. Like not because maybe they don't know, maybe they can't tell, but I think we're going to have to wait this one out still. It's still fresh, right?
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of fresh, what happened in the when people used to come to us on the chat, like when they ask us how many live streams can I run on YouTube, we would say as many as you want.
Yeah.
Right? This used to be the answer for like years, but that changed now recently. They're like max on. I saw it on everywhere. I mean, but there's a bunch of talk on this on YouTube, on Reddit. So what happened? How many streams can I run now? 3 or 10, or what's going on?
Yeah, it's 10 actually, and the idea is to kind of reduce, I guess, AI slop, and that's something that happens a lot lately. With AI, of course, making lives easier for a lot of people. It's also making a lot of competition, unfortunately. So yeah, it's just something that was inevitable, I guess. You have to have limits and breaks and stuff that can be produced as easy as.
But it's such like a shame. I know some creators. I don't know, like well, I don't have to name them, but they spend like hours making each 21st, not hours, days making one stream, and they run like 10, more than 10 of them.
Yeah, that's
like
right.
Ambient Outpost, or even or any of them. Like they really spend a lot of time. It's not AI slop. It's not like they will be hit by this and kind of like they didn't do anything. But
yeah, that's right. I mean, most of them really have artists and creators they pay for, and now having AI do some of the work is still a no-go for them, just because it was a process that has always worked for them, and suddenly having a lot of competition from folks that do similar things with AI is, of course, something no one really anticipated, I would say, right? Like, just out of the blue, you get a lot of copycats and channels that you see there. But yeah, it means per channel. So if you have a lot of channels going on, it still is a positive thing that you can run more streams on each. Like, it's 10 per channel, right? So if I have 10 streams on this one, a different channel might have more. So what this means is a lot of people now sort of pivot into having more teamed channels, which is not really like, it's not a bad thing per se. Like, you just, like, if you used to be a really large streamer who would usually just do faceless long form videos alongside lives that would just be streaming music, whatever. It only means that you would potentially just pick out a bunch of those themed videos that you made, or lives, and create bespoke channels for those, right? And that's, again, not really a bad thing about separating those things, just because you don't really put all the eggs in one basket. I would say it kind of separates concerns, and of course helps a bit with search results as well. When you really search for those themed streams, right?
Yeah, but can you help me maybe understand? I don't know if you know, but now when I see, like, it says that the internet says it's 3 streams per stream key, right? That's also another limitation.
Yes, but you don't really. I mean, per
What
stream.
is that? Does that concern me as a streamer? I mean,
no, not necessarily. I mean,
not really, right?
Unless you really want to stream to the same stream key, which means one specific endpoint, right? But that doesn't really matter in the sense of, if you use, for example, Upstream.
But can you just help me understand who is using this? Who is using to the same stream key? Like, is it because you don't have to restart the stream?
Yeah, like, there's many different specific scenarios that people would use this for. But for example, we have had one scenario before. We had this live feature with Upstream going, right? Like, we had people stream from OBS and from Upstream to the same endpoint, and they would then switch, maybe basically having shows, right? But you could potentially have many different software stream to this one specific.
Connected, and then switching between them just by sending or not sending. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. And then you want to potentially switch playlists, etc. But again, it's from what we see, like, the vast majority of users don't really.
Okay, but I mean, these users are probably like, let's say it's like some kind of conference or like a webinar or something. Like, they can still like plug into like Upstream and then mix the signal there in live studio.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you can.
So it doesn't really change for this rule of three concurrent per stream per key. I don't see it, sort of like affecting many people watching this probably right now.
No, not really. I mean, the bigger change was the 10 stream.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Do you see do you see here the someone shared how it looks?
Yeah.
Many people were probably very surprised to see this, because they don't really announce stuff, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like, hey, this is now new, and that's it. Like, figure it out. And they also kind of gonna announce it, but in months, right?
Like the news we got was maybe a month before this happened. We kind of just got the info, right? But yeah, unfortunately, as I mentioned, it's something YouTube changes. You can't really do anything about it. It just hits you hard, right? Like, it just happens.
Yeah, especially, like, I don't know. I'm thinking in my head of Nemo's Dreamscapes and like Ambient Outpost. Like, these guys run, like, they have successful they could. I think if they tried, they could have like 100 streams going on.
Yeah, that's right. Like, they have an amazing audience, amazing content as well. Like, really quality.
Amazing content, yeah.
Yeah, I used to put my kids to sleep with some of the stuff there, like listening to songs in the other room. It's 1955, whatever. Like, really amazing stuff there. But yeah, this only means that they have to, of course, separate this into smaller channels.
We'll see how that goes.
It's necessarily a bad thing, but definitely requires more work on their end. So
yeah. Oh, by the way, did you see this on the subscriptions? Now, when you go to subscriptions, you get you can have. Just a second. Where was my? Oh yeah, this was the Reddit comment that I found it through. But so basically, now on your subscription feed, like, which was the only place where you could be sure that you didn't have an ad sort of like implemented. Now you can get an ad there also. That's new. That's something that I saw, and I see people being a bit cranky about it. Because it was kind of like the only like stronghold, like these are my subscriptions, like what's the whole point of the subscription page if an ad is like the first video there, but okay.
Yeah. I mean, certainly, I kind of have to defend YouTube. I mean, I'm all for creators always, right? Like creators first. But if you think about the infrastructure and the amazing amount of data that flows through YouTube,
I know,
and it's the only sort of, like if you look at YouTube, it's the only social media on the market that does this, right? Like you want to see a video, you go to YouTube. Like there is no other platform right now you really want to go see videos, right? Like it's YouTube, and yeah, I don't know. Like I just have to defend them in terms of like you have a market of people using your software for free, and you pay this vast amount of data, and ice caps melt because of the traffic that flows there, stuff like this. Like it's a crazy amount of like it's a highway with 100 lanes, and people use it for free, right? And
people use it for free, but they also like somehow you can also use it for your own. Like there are use cases I can now think of. Like for example, you're doing an unlisted stream, so only you know about it. It's not really like content for everybody that can like enjoy it.
That's right. You just do it,
and they still record it for you, transcode it, ingest it. Like there's all kinds of like service doing a bunch of stuff that you would pay like thousands of dollars if you wanted to set up. So I get it. Okay, but kind of like subscriptions page, man. Like
I know. I mean,
subscriptions
but as I mentioned, imagine the highway is in a really bad shape, and then you complain about ads being on those highways. Like you know what I mean? Like you have to pay for this somehow. I mean, of course, it's Google, but still, like I guess there's unpopular decisions you have to make when you're a big company like
let me quote, this is a major plot point on the enshittification of the internet timeline. So, I really like that.
Sorry. I get the first of it, like of course
I get the person, I get you also, but I guess we'll just have to bite it and
you have to bite it. You have to try and sort of rational, I guess, and that's about it.
Not gonna take too much time on this still, but I also wanted to say, like, I see many people don't know that there's side-by-side ads that appear on live streams now. Like it's become almost like super normal to see them. I see them now all the time on live streams when I watch them, and it's I don't know, it's one of the changes that's not so fresh, but I see people talking about it now. It's been going up in like I see in Google search and stuff. So I think people are discovering that they can use these side-by-side ads and kind of like not destroy their like stream, because live streams are like, you don't want to have your live stream like stopped too much. Like I can totally understand why you put a side-by-side ad instead.
I mean, you always want to be sort of at the live portion of the live, right? You don't want to scroll back to what happened just because broke.
You at least you want to see that you didn't miss anything. Like you. Yeah, that's good. I like that.
And I mean, you've seen this with TV already, right? Like it's a format that's been there for you're watching a game, right? Whatever, and you don't.
And there's a thing going on,
And then suddenly, a bag of chips flies into the screen, right? And it definitely breaks the experience and immersiveness of it. But so it's something that sort of was always meant to be there.
But I mean, like, you're so much happier when you see like a bag of chips on top of your like Batman movie than just like a block of like 60 commercials. So
exactly.
I'm kind of like guessing
because it kind of just cuts and continues, right? And with lives, it cuts the part of the content that might matter to you, right? And that's the thing with it. Cuts basically the more important part of the live stream, because it went live, right? It didn't really pause the video that was there before the ad appeared. So
that's cool. But I'm down for that one. That one's good for me. All right, Mario, like before we go on, I have this something I didn't tell you, but it's a challenge I have for you. It's like a speed run. I want you to start the stream as fast as you can. Like you can use any video you have, you can use any files you have, but you have to start a stream in as little time as possible, so we can have like a competition who can start the stream the fastest on Upstream.
When you say stream, like, do you mean like this sort of thing, or like a pre-recorded? Like you want me to upload
You can do what you want. If you wanted to start live from Live Studio, or you can do a pre-recorded one. No, you should do a pre-recorded one. Yeah. You
Okay.
should do a pre-recorded stream with some video or audio files, because you can upload the songs separately, but you don't have to do it. Maybe you can just use videos. And I want to see how fast you can start a stream. And I have here like a stopwatch that I'm going to be using to time you. So I'm really happy about this, as you can probably hear.
Okay, you're probably just keeping me on the promise we have on our website, right? Just like, I guess we have the 120.
Yeah, I'm keeping you to the promise, because we never tested that. It says that you can start a stream in like a couple of in a minute and a few seconds. So
okay, can I at least log into my Upstream account?
yes, you can log into your Upstream account, and I'll stop sharing so you can also start sharing when you're ready. I'm gonna start the stopwatch right now. Okay. All right.
And for the sake of this video, I'll just use the we have 2 ways of basically starting a stream, right? Like you can set up manually, or you can just use the very, very convenient wizard. My awesome stream. And
You're
I'll just
talking a lot, and you should be faster. It's 22 seconds already, man.
Oh, okay. Sorry. And upload files. Where's the thing?
I've never seen someone do this so fast. All right, let's go.
Okay, I'll just a couple of videos here. I guess
let's. Oh, you're even choosing 4 videos. You're really pushing it. You're really pushing it.
Yeah, I think I'm pushing it right now. Let me just.
All right, upload is good.
I'll just use 2 videos, I guess.
Yeah. All right, you have some videos. You don't have to set up multi-streaming for this.
Okay, this one's still processing, so let's just keep it that way. Audio files, yes, no. For now, I'll just have it this way, create stream. Bam, out, and then I can just, of course, say, I'm going out with this one, or
1 minute and 10 seconds right now.
Okay, that's fine. I could just, add a couple of songs in here. You say start, and that's about it, right? I would just confirm, go out, and I would say I'm done.
Yeah, did you? Let me see the stream started.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, of course. I mean, I usually do this.
Okay, you did it. You
did
it. This was one.
I mean, technically, it's still a sort of 60 seconds gap there to start the stream, right? But
yeah. Okay, we're not going to count you for these.
Setting things up. I mean, at least for me, setting things. And I see I have a typo here, but yeah, that's fine.
Okay, it's 1 minute 33 seconds.
Yeah, and I think the promise was 120 seconds, right?
120 seconds. Yeah.
I could have done this in 120
if you talked a little bit less, maybe.
Yeah, on top of this, and of course, if I would.
Do you want to try next Wednesday to do it like again?
Like each Wednesday, like
yeah. We'll try next Wednesday, maybe Dong or someone else, but like you can also try again just to beat your time. We can have a little contest.
Yeah, no, but there's a couple of shortcuts I could have taken, right? Like, for example, as soon as my stream was created, I could have just hit start, which I didn't, and then it would just do its thing. Like, for example,
it was streamed without content almost before.
Yeah, like if I just do this, right, and then I just set things up.
You should have done that, really. Like,
yeah. I mean, right now it's an empty sort of stream key that I did, so you could see it here.
Oh, it's okay.
It's just a video and some songs in the background that I muted right now.
Okay, so there you did separately audio files and videos. All right, but you have 133. You remember this time? Sorry that I put you on the spot like this. I hope.
No, it's fine. I mean, it's a bit out of. I think we did promise go live in 120 seconds somewhere, but here it says we'll upstream in 60 seconds in terms of like, hey, watch what we can do in 60 seconds. But yeah, like that's sort of the idea of it. But yeah, to be honest, like super amazing challenge.
I'll think of more of these things. Like,
to be honest, like it's an unfair advantage that I have. I use this like each day, every day, right? So it's for me, it's muscle memory. Like I just click through it, and for a bunch
you don't even read what's on the screen.
Yeah, I don't read labels. I just know, okay, this one, bam, it's just the option I really want to use, right? But yeah, technically, when you've done this a couple of times, it becomes super easy, of course.
Yeah. In order to save time, I'm just gonna not give you an award ceremony this time for this. It's just like congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, so now that you showed us how to kind of stream, do you want to take us through some new functions that we have on Upstream? Because we haven't really, not many, some users maybe don't even know the new functions that we introduced in the last year was crazy, to be honest.
Yeah, I would say this one's bigger with the release of the Live Studio, and with so many things you can do with the Live Studio. I mean, it's still for us internally, it's still sort of beta, right? We still sort of test things out a lot and see if there's stuff we can fine tune or actually polish.
Yeah.
But given that we are hosting the show through the Live Studio feature, I think it's definitely there. But yeah, when it comes to those new feature functionalities, some of the bigger ones that I want to mention is we've done a lot of work with the stings and jingles thing, which is huge, because right now there's a lot of things.
I'll explain what it is. It's inserts, we call them. It's an audio
inserts.
or a video file you can play like repeatedly at any point of any file or any point of any playlist. So like after 5 songs, you can have your branded logo or audio branded jingle come in.
That's right.
Which I have a suggestion for later because I want to talk about YouTube SEO.
Okay.
Because this is like a perfect use case to like put in some words into your stream. If you have a 24/7 stream with music, you can put in like KXXP radio.
Yeah,
that's the only time. That's the only time KXXP radio would be mentioned in the stream in audio form.
Exactly.
And this must mean something for YouTube, right?
It has an impact, which is interesting. And then we have already, a lot of big names using this. One example.
Oh yeah, we developed it in with the help of. Are we allowed to say this? Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't say the sort of enterprise customers, but
but some enterprise customers.
Let's just tease with Eurovision for now because they really use this for their pre-warm up party, right? Like there's a warm up party that's going on with Eurovision before the big show happens.
If you want to see an active chat with like very opinionated people, I recommend you look at this.
Yeah, it's definitely a very colorful community, and I honestly I love Eurovision. I watch it every year. I mean, we're Upstream is a European company, of course, but me myself, the whole family, we just watch this show every year, and we love it. And of course, for us, it's a great honor to have Eurovision with us. But yeah, they actually use both feature functionalities, right? Like there's the one I mentioned, Live Studio, like going live on Friday with a live DJ set when you have already songs playing in the background, and then there's this other thing where you have jingles or stings or actually inserts, if you want to call them that way, where a show goes live and then you just want to break content with saying the thing you mentioned, like okay, this is Eurovision Song Contest, pre-warm-up party, whatever, and then you can just put this thing into the stream. But for what they have been doing previously with us, they would put them manually, and that would be tedious because if you have 150 songs and then suddenly you want to add 50 more songs, and then every 5th song you added this little sting or jingle, whatever video
file.
Yeah, then you have to make sure it's properly, split. Like it's just tedious, right? And then you sort of clone the same video tens of times. And it became a process where you thought, okay, let's just make this.
All right. Easier. So that's things and jingles and inserts. Yeah. What else do we have that's new that we haven't like even announced it almost? Like we had the Live Studio. Okay, we already announced that one.
Yeah, Live Studio.
For me, multi-streaming is a new thing for me still in my head because it is from last year, but I mean,
multi-streaming is becoming more and more sort of I mean, there's a couple of things we of course, when we announced multi-streaming, it was closely tied to streams we already have, right? So you could multi-stream the existing streams you have. But now it's a separate thing. Like I want to multi-stream from OBS or whatever I use. Like I use a camera at home that streams my backyard, whatever, and I just want to multi-stream to different platforms. But I don't have the ability. So what you do is you repurpose your streaming slot and just go live that way. But the cool thing is that you can basically mix and match kind of thing. Like you could multi-stream using this same Live Studio feature, and then just spice it up by adding overlays and stuff on top of your video. So it's not just,
Right.
hey,
Right.
I just get the signal and I just move the signal many places. I actually have the signal and I spice it up. I do a bunch of things I want with it. And with in regards to other features, or actually the live studio thing that I mentioned, and I keep coming back to live studio just because it was the biggest release this year. We right now are pushing recordings out, so you can record, this or maybe next week. On top of that, unified comments, a big feature that's part of every YouTuber's basically with the mention of multi-streaming, of course, is a must-have. And we mentioned Twitch at the very beginning, right? With simulcasting and stuff. That's a thing we have to have. Actually, the thing we're building at the very moment, and will be out, of course, in the next couple of weeks as well. So it's kind of, we just want to cover the whole vertical, right? Like you have one tool to cover every need you have with YouTube right now. And at the sort of same price point you would do any of those, right?
Yeah,
like
it's a bit simpler, I have to say. Like when we're doing the comparison pages, I really like our pricing model where you pay for one stream slot and then you get everything. And when I was trying to even just put it all on paper from our competitors, from like Restream, from StreamYard, from any of them, I would get deep into this. Like, yeah, but if this, then that, then you pay this, and then you pay that. So I really like this, even though, yeah, I work here, but I always like these kinds of services where you just you don't have to think about
I mean,
what plan or what. So it's really easy. Like how many streams you want, that's it, right?
Yeah, it's something we borrow from, either if you buy a phone or a car, people usually get really angry at, dealerships because,
Totally.
hey, didn't I order this? Like, is this
Heated
something
seats,
I have to?
200 euros. No,
Yeah, but then you have
1,000.
heated steering wheel and seats separately, right? And then it
Yeah.
might be part of a winter package. Like that's
And
so
best part is they're
confusing.
already there. The heaters are inside. That's great.
Like it's usually, I mean, it's a shame not to use the infrastructure you have, right?
Yeah.
Like it's just something you repurpose. So but you like when it comes to new features, functionalities, we definitely put those out on the release notes page. But I have to say, credit where credit is due. We don't really. I would have to say we have to put some more love into
The release notes.
Yeah, the release notes are not really following the release schedules we have.
We
And
can't. There's no way to there's just we would also some things are in beta, we would say live studio. Like you don't want to say everything until it's
that's right.
perfect, which doesn't exist really, but okay.
Yeah, and one thing we're developing right now, and that's about to actually be live in this week, is the ability to actually just end streams when one loop ends. What this specifically means is that you don't have 24/7 continuous streams. I mean, we kind of had this feature so far. You could sort of cap the schedule end time. You start a stream right now and you say, okay, my playlist is 1 hour long, and then the schedule
Wait,
ends.
am I just hearing about a new feature that I don't know about that you're doing? Is this like a secret? Because I thought we had this. Like, can't I end my stream with a total video playing time?
Yeah, you can, but similar to this story with stings and jingles, which is, it becomes tedious when you manage your stuff live.
This becomes tedious?
Yeah, so you started your stream an hour ago, but you add more content to it, and then you just want to don't really depend
So
on this.
okay, cool.
So there's now, or actually will now be an ability for you to choose if the stream is endless loop or just,
Which,
yeah.
That kind of brings us into the next thing I wanted to discuss. I wanted to discuss 100 things, but I don't think that's very smart. So all the YouTube SEO stuff, maybe we should leave it for some other time, because
I agree. Like there's so many things we can cover, and of course we want to separate those for other shows.
Okay, I promise then definitely next time, because I'm into SEO. I love it. I love talking about it because no one really knows what's going on. It's all guesses. But I like talking about it. But we'll skip that we'll leave that for next time. But you kind of did just shimmy us into something I wanted to talk about, the last thing maybe, or it's kind of the hybrid model of streaming that you mentioned before, and the fact that we have this product, right, that can do 24/7 streaming, but you don't have to stream 24/7. You can start your stream 100,000 times in one day if you want, and stream 3 seconds, right? Or you can stream 1 hour, 1 hour, 1 hour, or you can stream every Saturday or every Wednesday, like we're gonna do here.
That's right, and that's the thing with when we market the tool as a 24/7 pre-recorded streaming tool, people
Right.
just see the naming and basically just what we offer, think, okay, I can't really do what I want. I can stream for 3 hours and just go live for that specific amount of time. It has to be an endless streaming loop, and then of course the wording here is actually deceiving because you can do everything with it, right? At this
Right.
point, whatever you want to do with a live stream, you can do it with Upstream. And for us specifically, this means that the thing I mentioned, the feature functionality, is part of this sort of pivot where we promise people, hey, no, it's not just 24/7. It's 3 hours, 4, 5, whatever. And some people actually found about this. What we've been seeing with our existing customers is that they know about this, and then what they do, they specifically put out streams that are less than 12 hours long, right? Because those streams get archived on YouTube. Let's say. When I usually tell these people, they say sort of like, "Oh wow, that's a nice hack I didn't know about," and it's not really a hack; it's something YouTube offers, right? Like streams that are
11:55. 11:55 is the biggest number on YouTube.
Yeah, that's why we have this little button on in the sidebar, like okay, kept this to 11 hours and 50 minutes or whatever. And so people do this actually. They do shows from streams. They actually put out live streams. The live streams are out. They promote themselves as a live stream, right? Once they end, they get archived as a live stream that ended, but it's a video you can play again, right? So that's the cool thing about that specific niche, not really going 24/7 endless loop, but separating videos into smaller lists, for example. We sort of shifted from this completely being 24/7 to offering 4 distinctive features that, as I mentioned, the whole vertical, right? Pre-recorded streams, it can be up to 24/7 hours. So it's pre-recorded 24/7. It's multi-streaming, and then it's a live studio. And the cool thing about this is it can be all of these things at once, meaning I can, put out a playlist, go live in 1 hour, like basically tease people, hey, the stream is about to go live in 1 hour. I mean, you already have this thing on YouTube where it teases people like, hey, the stream is about to begin. But the cool thing about having a teaser also within the stream itself means that people will gather, community will gather, and then they will see like a countdown thing. Makes it
can we get this can we make like countdowns and stuff for like this first part?
You can. And actually we have this little within the stream designer, we have this little countdown feature. You can just place an hour ticker on
I have to admit something. I was using countdowns, but I was always embedding external countdowns.
I mean, you could have done this as well. Of course, you can embed
because I love my external countdown, and you're not gonna make me use the internal one. But I can.
I mean, but with the functionality of the stream designer, you can style it any way you want. So it might take of course, like you're free to use any you like. But you can tease people with those sort of, hey, I'm about to be live in 1 hour, and the stream already started, so it's gathering communities, hyping people up. And or you can just leave it, like you're already paying for the stream slot, like why not leave it 24/7 and have the community gather there and just talk, and then you say suddenly you just place this little sort of ticker, whatever text, like a lower third banner saying, hey, I'm going to be live this Friday. And although it's been running for months on end, for example, you just announced that this stream is about to have a live show on its own.
And I don't know, it just makes sense to me, like especially like, I mean, Twitch, like what some people do, like I just thought of it, like they multi-stream just to be able to record what we were talking about, the 1150, like they multi-stream just so they can record the VOD on YouTube. But now I'm thinking, like on Twitch, why wouldn't you just, like, Twitch is really like a good place for this hybrid streaming kind of, like, because people are already used to you having your schedule, right? But you can still run your reruns or best of during the rest of the time.
That's right. Like, I mean, you're sitting on content, right? Like you already have a bunch of stuff you pre-produced, right? So you know how sitcoms, they would usually end up to an episode, and I know those episodes are not usually the highest ranking episodes, but it's a filler, right? Yeah. Like episodes that they just mash up from previous seasons. Like I don't know, this guy was in love with this girl, and then they suddenly do all the mashups of them having a conversation in the past, like that sort of thing. I mean, you're already sitting on that content. People do want to see, a TV-like experience where they just do recaps in that matter. But that's
if you like a streamer, like you don't like him only on a Thursday, right? Like you like it doesn't. That's the weird thing about the whole streaming thing. Like you can stream if you have your schedule, it's like you're both you and your fans are like really tied to the schedule. This kind of like breaks it a little bit, but allows you to still keep it. So like, yeah,
That's right. I
I'm
mean,
just thinking that we're gonna see a lot more of this hybrid streaming. People who stay online 24/7, but then just appear when they would normally anyway appear. So
yeah, I mean, it could be an interesting sort of hunt. Like imagine having 10 streams and then suddenly you just announce you'll appear there on a like stream
yeah,
number,
yeah, yeah.
right?
When will I
You
appear?
just
Right?
appear. You don't really announce. You just appear like, guys, he's there. Like stream number 3. Yeah. I mean, jokes aside,
Yeah,
like yeah,
in psychology, the biggest reward, the biggest, you get the most addicted when the reward is inconsistent, right?
yeah, exactly,
Yeah,
exactly. Like I was there. Like I was there when he was streaming. Like I had all those 10 streams open and just
yeah,
But yeah, again, it's something that's super interesting right now because it's shifting towards the TV sort of
yeah,
format, definitely, and streamers having the ability to sort of cover everything. As I mentioned, like it's definitely a pain to pay for 4 or 5 tools if you could just have one, right? Like why complicate those things? So yeah, that's sort of the idea where the whole sort of live studio meets multi-streaming meets 24/7 pre-recorded streams, etc came into play just because we wanted to enable the whole spectrum for people. Hey, want to do this? Of
yeah.
course, you can do this with Upstream, right?
But I just wanted to like that's why I brought this up. Really, like I want to emphasize how these can be totally separate strategies. Like some people, like we know, like for example, I don't know, like Llama has a weekly. It's a channel. It's a YouTube channel with music. But anyway, it's like every Saturday, I think, Saturday night, and it works for them. This cadence works for them. Like that
Yeah.
really, really works for them, and they have a stream slot, and that's how they're using it. And some people are streaming 24/7 by starting a new stream every day because they make use of this initial boost that you get. Because the most important kind of like are the first 30 minutes. If you get a lot of people in the 30 minutes, you're probably gonna have a good, stream
Yeah.
anyway.
That's right.
And then some people have like a scheduled thing going on every day. Some people have a scheduled thing going on every 2 hours and actually recording it all into VOD. And some people are just doing live through Upstream. So like, and some people, of course, will now start doing hybrid streaming, I'm pretty sure. And then it's like you can do so many different streaming strategies. That's why it's really hard to give people advice on what is the best streaming strategy.
Yeah, or actually, what's the best thing
Because
to
like you have to try a bunch of
yeah. Like
you have to try and you have to know your audience also. Like you don't know your audience before you start. So like it's a bunch of it's a chicken and the egg problem somehow. But there's these 4 strategies that you can try for sure. And then I'm sure there's more, but these 4 really work. We see them working.
And as you mentioned, like cadence is actually king with everything on YouTube. Like if you want to go long form videos, you have to have a consistent sort of content plan that you go out and like this is how you grow on every social media. You just have to be there. Like you have to be persistent. And with us offering basically both, either pre-recorded streams, 24/7 streams, and lives, you can, of course, if you don't feel like going live, you could potentially just bring up those old shows, as I mentioned, or actually come up with some new content, music, whatever, that gathers your community around a single stream. But yeah, and now that you mentioned, like one of the features that I didn't cover that we have is back-to-back schedules, right? Like that's
we didn't mention that one, which is like super important, obviously. Yeah, and that's the new feature I wanted to ask you about. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So if you stream, for example, 7 hours, what you usually used to do is you would cap the times, right? Like you would say, okay, each day I stream at 7 and at 7, for example, whatever. And then you would have to manually basically start another stream to sort of intercept because you want to go out in 5 or 10 or maybe an hour from when the last stream ended. But so far you would only be able to schedule within the same day, like within a given hour. And that's not the case any longer because now you can schedule back-to-back streams. What this means, I stream for 5 hours, have a gap of 1 hour, stream for 5 hours again, and then it just continues in this same sort of pattern or loop, right?
I remember our users, I mean, this is kind of a business oversharing, but like I remember our users before they had to have 2 stream slots to be able to do this actually. Because they would have a recurring schedule and then we kind of like enabled this and now they can just like 50%.
Yeah, so we basically shot their
now these guys could like
so yeah.
Great business decision, Mario.
Yeah, so from a business perspective, it's definitely not good for us, but it's good for a customer, right? But that's all we care about is the experience of having, a complete solution. Because although, like as I mentioned, not only that we are adding features like this, we're also increasing, stuff like adding live studio, etc. which only allows people to do more with Upstream. So why not repurpose the other stream? So far, you may be using the other streaming slot for intercepting or actually having two streams play back to back. But now that
or
you can,
in a much more boring case for a backup.
yeah, for backup, that's right. Like backup streams are actually also a good repurpose strategy for streams, right? But there are so many ways you can use a stream slot. So why waste it on features that should have been part of Upstream regardless of it? So yeah, that's the way we look at those things. So but again, we have to definitely keep up with the release notes, and
we will. We promise now to ourselves also. Okay, thanks a lot. And this was Upstream's Stream State first episode. Went really well. Thanks a lot, and have a nice day.
Yep. See you next week. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye.